Hi, I'm Rich Brown, Senior Editor for CNET. Today we're going to take a look at the Samsung Chromebox. So this is a $329 desktop from Samsung, but it features Google's Chrome operating system. This is the first desktop with the Chrome OS, and I found it's actually not so bad in here, although I probably wouldn't recommend it to most consumers. So Chrome OS is still actually kind of experimental. It's not really that fully featured. There's some quirks to it. It doesn't necessarily work with all the hardware you want it to. It's still pretty usable though, and it just takes some getting used to the fact that most of your activity on the system will happen online. Now speaking just for the hardware, this is actually a pretty nice system. It's got a nice design. It certainly looks like the Mac Mini, so points against Samsung for copying there. But you can see in the front though, there's a couple USB ports as well as a microphone in. On the back it has 4 more USB ports. Now these are all USB 2. And you also get a couple DisplayPort outputs as well as the DVI output. And here you can see Ethernet, there's Wi-Fi and Bluetooth also built in. So it comes with a 1.9 GHz Intel Celeron CPU that is a dual-core chip actually. You get 4 gigs of RAM, an embedded graphics chip, as well as a 16 gigabyte solid-state hard drive. Now the hard drive is mostly for local media storage, so pictures, movies, audio, documents. You can play all those on the system offline. It works reasonably well. And because it's a solid-state drive, the system boots fast and it loads files quickly, so that's nice too. Now one of the potential challenges with this system is because it's a desktop, that means you have to bring your own hardware to it. So that means you have to add a monitor, a mouse and keyboard, as well as any other peripherals you might want to use. We found the monitor performance is actually pretty outstanding. With the 2 display ports, we connected the system up to 2 30-inch LCDs in our lab, both of which running at 25 by 16 for the resolution. Now when you have 2 monitors connected, it will only work in mirror mode, or you can run 1 monitor at a time depending on what you want. But it doesn't do the full big spanning desktop like you get on some other systems. Other devices are a little bit more hit and miss though. We mostly had success with mouse and keyboards. We connected a wireless Logitech mouse and that worked great. We also tried a couple wired devices from Logitech, Microsoft, and Razer. All those worked but the one Logitech wired mouse that for some reason just wouldn't register and the cursor was going all over the place. USB webcams are also kind of difficult because right now Google does not support webcam-based microphones. You have to add a separate mic over a headset through the analog jack in the front. So that's kind of a hassle. It means you have to use added hardware. Now generally speaking, this system is probably best for large, light-duty commercial or institutional environments, say a school, a library, or maybe some kind of business. I can also see maybe putting it in a kid's room, but I would expect that kid to bump up against the limits of this hardware as well as have some difficulty with the peripherals like I mentioned before. So overall, the system is definitely interesting. It might be good in certain environments, but for the most part, it's still pretty much an experiment. So I'm Rich Brown. This is the Samsung Chromebox.